Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGod and today's video is going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to talk about this reserve system and the tier system and why it's a complete joke in my opinion. There are a ton of issues with this black market system that either do not make sense or are not explained properly. I'm going to kind of talk about some of those, but overall I think this particular system needs to go. Obviously they have to have some way of having supply drops in the game or a loot based system where you can actually gain in-game content that you actually want, and in my opinion they've done the complete opposite of what they need to do when it comes to this loot based system. Let's go ahead and talk about the first thing that they do not explain very well at all, and that is duplicates. You can see the little thing on the bottom left. It has those little yellow dog tag looking things, and that means you got a duplicate. For every 3 duplicates, you get a reserve guarantee, which means that third duplicate you get will be a guaranteed non-duplicate, or what some would call dupe protected. So now that I've completed all 200 tiers, I feel a little bit more comfortable explaining what you get within these tiers and kind of tell you a little bit about the odds and percentages and how often you actually get duplicates. So first off, when it comes to the actual items, you're either going to get an outfit, a sticker, a decal, war paint, or a tag. So in the collection all the way up to 200 tiers, there are 142 reserves, and out of those 142 reserves, 33% of them are outfits. I earned 39 rare outfits, 4 legendary, and 2 epic. Warpaint takes up approximately another third with 39 items. There were 30 rare, 5 legendary, and 4 epic. And that final third is made up of stickers, decals, and tags. So out of 142 items that are found in reserves, not one that I got actually applies to my weapon. And this is a first person shooter, by the way, right? So shouldn't most of the cosmetics be geared towards the actual weapon? That's why we've had camos in the past. We've had different reticles. Maybe when you ADS, you can see a specialized reticle. Maybe you have a weapon charm. There's all kinds of stuff. Maybe you have a certain animation with your hand. You can do a special emote. None of those are in reserves. Literally anything that we've had in reserves or supply drops in the past years has been literally scrapped and removed and only put in with filler that for the vast majority of us will never use, touch, or even interact with. So now we've talked about how worthless the actual collection is. Let's go ahead and talk about how common duplicates are. So I actually didn't see a duplicate until I reached tier 80 and opened my 48th reserve. And initially I thought, okay, that's not too bad. You open about 50 items, you only get 1 duplicate. And at tier 93, I opened another duplicate, which was only 9 reserve openings later, which is pretty disappointing in my opinion. And for whatever reason, the game decided to give me a little bit of luck, and it took opening 17 additional reserves before I actually got that next duplicate. But after that, it was only 6 reserves. Then 7 reserves, then only 1. And overall, they mostly stayed around the single digits. And for the most part, I think that's unacceptable for a supply drop system. We can't even see what items are in the collection. So they could actually manipulate it, add items without us even knowing. And we actually have literally no way of telling how close you are to completing the collection other than actually completing the collection. And someone did do this. They went up to over 900 tiers and it says, congratulations, you have every item in the tier system. And pretty much at the end of the day, that's not enough for me. I think that's totally broken, unfair, and that's why I would discourage any of you from spending your money on these microtransactions until they fix it. Now let's move on to the other issue, which has not been explained. There's no really way of knowing exactly how to level up these tiers. Different people have done independent testing where they time how long they're in matches, and it takes approximately 50 to 55 minutes to actually upgrade a tier. But literally, it does not have a way of measuring in game. I know they added the little tier bar so you know how close you are to the next tier, but it doesn't give you a timetable. It should literally have a timestamp. The same way you have experience in game where it says amount of experience needed for next level, total experience. It should have the same thing. Amount of time needed to play for next tier, amount of time in game. It should basically have that balance so we know exactly what we're grinding for. So you're not just grinding aimlessly. Think about it this way. If it takes 50 to 55 minutes to level up a single tier and there's over 200 tiers, that's going to be at least 200 hours of game time because it doesn't count in between lobbies. It doesn't count between when you're setting up your class. It doesn't count any of that stuff. It only counts when you're in a match. So it's going to be at least 200 hours, which is approximately 9 days. So basically, if you're unable to hit Master Prestige within the 200 tier limit, you're basically screwed. Or unless they do these double tier events like they did the other weekend, you're basically screwed. You're going to have to fork out the money because you want that ICR variant, and that's how they got you. If that's the only thing you want in the game, they literally put it right at the end, so you have nothing to aim for other than that, and you just got to grind away. And unfortunately, that's unacceptable in my opinion. Let me know down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts of this particular supply drop system? What is your solution to the problem? Because a lot of times people will complain and they don't really have a solution. I think they just need to add camos. They need to add reflex sights where they're custom variants of it. They need to add way more cosmetics that you can actually see in game that are important, whether that's weapon charms, specialized emblems that are just way cooler than what they have. Because just this sticker nonsense and decal and tags that maybe we could put together our own emblem, that's worthless in my opinion. I think they need to go back to the drawing board, do what people really like, and that's weapon variants, weapon skins, whatever it is. If it's going to be camos that you're going to want to grind for, that camo's sick, where'd you get it? Oh, it's in reserve, let me grind reserves. They need to give us an inventory so we know what's in the collection. That's my solution. They need to just give us more information, be a little bit more transparent so we know what we're actually getting in this particular system. Again, let me know in the comment section below. If you did enjoy the video, please remember to hit that like button. I know it's a little bit different than I normally do. It's a little bit informative with a little bit of a rant. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, like I said, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you're brand new to the channel, typically cover Call of Duty news, in-game updates, best class setups, subscriber breakdowns, as well as other tip and trick videos on how to improve at Call of Duty. If that's any of the content you typically watch, go ahead and make sure you subscribe and turn those notifications on. And odds are, if you stuck around to this part of the video, definitely liking the content, hit the subscribe button. See you guys on the next one. Appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.